The juice is loose. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here we are today in Toronto, of all places, at the Toronto International Film Festival. Though this isn't really a review of a TIFF movie, of course, and I'm joined today by my very dear friend, Mr. Burdick, and we're going to be talking about none other than Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton, starring Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Justin Theroux, Monica Bellucci, Jenna Ortega, and Willem Dafoe. And of course, there's a lot of anticipation for this sequel because the first one, it was 36 years or so since it's come out. One of, or at least considered to be one of Tim Burton's absolute best films. And, you know, it took a while for them to really come up with a solid idea for this one. And of course, Tim Burton himself did not write it. And so there was a lot of, questions going into this. Is this going to be a return to form for Tim Burton? And once the reviews started coming out of Venice, it seemed very positive. People were liking the movie, not entirely loving it, but saying it is a very good sequel to that original 1988 film. But I'm going to be honest, Hot Take Central right here, I might have liked it better. So I might be in the minority here, but look, I really, really enjoyed the original Beetlejuice. But I loved Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I think this is not only one of the best things Tim Burton has done in years, but I think it's one of the best things he has ever done. Probably my personal favorite Tim Burton film after Edward Scissorhands. I really mean that. And I think a lot of that has to do with just how they bring these characters back and how there's so many different subplots in here that I know, we'll get into that some people might not be as huge on, but I really love the character work. And the thing that really set this, or made this movie stand out, I think, was the fact that almost immediately you could tell that Burton was willing to go to those dark character places. And it kind of made me think, oh, so this is going to be very much in the vein of classic Tim Burton. And that macabre humor and sensibilities are not lost on this whatsoever. This feels like it's picking right where the last one left off in regards to tone, in regards to the acting. It's just really, really great in that regard. I think the production design is amazing. The costumes, the makeup, of course, which it won the Oscar for the original film. Definitely expect this one to at least be nominated, as well as the visual effects. Like, I was really surprised how well the visual effects stood out in this movie.
Yeah, all that stuff is still great, like the first one. Like, I just watched the first one like a few days before.
Yeah, for the first time.
Yeah. All that stuff was great. Michael Keaton's still amazing.
Oh.
Beetlejuice.
I mean, it's like he hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah.
He just stepped right back into the character and is still as hysterical, profane, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very inappropriate.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's comedic genius what Keaton does in this, just like it was in the first movie.
It feels like he's in this one slightly more than the original, which, I mean, more of Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice is never dead.
Yeah, more Beetlejuice the better, we like to say. But I think the old cast members as well, Winona Ryder is great as Lydia Dietz, and I really like where they place her character in the story and what she's having to go through. And of course, Catherine O'Hara is back as well. Maybe a little underutilized, but there's still some nice surprises with her character. Jenna Ortega, of course, is going to be the one everyone's going to be talking about because she just came off of working with Tim Burton on Wednesday, and she's really great here. I think gets some really great moments to shine as Astrid. I think she's definitely one of the standout characters in the narrative overall in regards to what they give her to work with. And I just think she fits Tim Burton's world perfectly.
Yeah, I'd say her and Winona Ryder are probably the best ones, besides Michael Keaton, of course. There's a couple other characters that are great too. Willem
Oh, Willem Dafoe. Oh my goodness. I was going to say, I honestly think he's the standout. He fits into Tim Burton's world perfectly. And I think it just goes to show how much of a versatile actor is. He can do drama, he can do comedy seamlessly in any film, in any role he slips into, and that's no different here. I mean, he had me bursting out laughing at a couple of points. Every moment he was on screen was really, really great. I also think Justin Theroux was hysterical as kind of like Lydia Dietz's manager slash boyfriend. Really had some hysterical moments that had me cackling throughout this entire runtime. Like, I think this is one of the funniest movies of the year. I don't know about you, but I thought the jokes just kept hitting almost the entire time.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's one of the funniest of the year, at least so far.
But here's the thing that I think really put it over top, because we'll get into it, and we're not going to spoil anything here, because there's a lot going on in this movie. And some people say this is the most Tim Burton movie. Now, I'd probably give that to Batman Returns, and that is to a fault, obviously. But from my perspective on this film, I think he really leans into the absurdity and quirkiness of those Tim Burton trademarks in the best way possible. That I think a lot of this just feels so fresh, even though they're following a lot of the same things. It doesn't feel like that legacy sequel that's just repeating a lot of the beats that the first one did. And I think story-wise, it feels a lot more fleshed out, which I really wasn't expecting. I went in thinking, oh, this is going to be good, but I did not expect to love this more than the original. Now, that really makes me feel like a shitty person saying that, but I really do want to go back and watch the original now after seeing this one, because I can only imagine my appreciation for that one will grow. Now, Zach, what did you think about all the subplots happening in this movie?
I don't know. I guess I didn't enjoy them as much. I mean, they still felt like they were kind of thin a lot of the times. Yeah, the villain in the movie, she's probably in the movie for like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, Monica Bellucci, yeah.
Yeah, and like at one point I kind of forgot she was even there until the end finale, and they bring her back, so.
Yeah, I think they kind of dropped the ball with her, though the way they set her up is brilliant. I'll just say that. A really astounding combination of makeup and visual effects work. But yet again, there's a couple of characters, her and another subplot in particular, because I like the way these reveals came together. It really felt like a very well executed script. I just feel like there's a couple of things that didn't pay off. And the ending, the very ending of this film, not the greatest, but I don't think it ruins it for me. But I know some people are not going to enjoy it that much.
It was just more like, did they have to do that?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
For the ending.
And we were even talking about after the theater, like there was an ending they could have done that we came up with that would have been infinitely better. But unfortunately, they just went a little far with that. But yet again, it's not the worst ending I've ever seen. It's certainly a better ending than Babylon, I think,
yes.
in regards to how much they undo the rest of the film, right? But I just think that this was just such a fun time at the theaters. I mean, everything about it. The whole vision that Tim Burton brings to life, bringing these characters back, writing them in new and refreshing ways, and also adding a lot of new ideas and flair to the Beetlejuice franchise that I think was very necessary. I'm really happy that they decided to make this movie, because I heard Michael Keaton was saying him and Tim Burton were talking about it for years, whether we're going to do a Beetlejuice sequel or not, and they never felt like it was the right moment. And so when they got together for this one, I really do think it shows that they were like, okay, like we're going to commit to this project and we're going to deliver a damn great sequel.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say this is probably about on par with the first one for me. I enjoy them about the same, I'd say. I might prefer the first one slightly more, but yeah, they're both fun to watch anyways.
Yeah, I really thought this was an absolute blast, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to give Beetlejuice Beetlejuice an 8.5 out of 10. Really, I'm not going to say that you all are going to be over the moon about this film, but I really loved this for what it was. It was a great time at the theater and really got me excited for spooky season more than anything.
Yes. Yeah, I'd probably give it like a solid 7 out of 10 for me. Right, yeah. I'd probably give the first one about the same. But yeah, they're still really fun to watch anyways. I enjoy them still.
And this is the second time this is happening through Wicked Little Letters. It's the same exact conversation all over again. But
I mean, if you like the first one, you're probably gonna like this one.
Yeah.
And even if you haven't watched the first one, I'd still recommend seeing this one just because it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, really great way to kick off September movies, and really a great way to kick off our trip at the Toronto International Film Festival. Going to be so many reviews coming out of this festival that either I, myself alone, or Zach will be joining me on, and you can certainly look forward to that within the next few days. And if you want to see that, please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know what you thought about Beetlejuice down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Probably not, but I still would love to hear your thoughts, and if you thought this was a great and worthy sequel to that original film. So until the next video, you guys take it easy, and we'll talk to you later.
Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come.